Okay, I've got a really good Wise Buy recipe for you. Wise Buys is M&S quality at great value. And this recipe is a beautiful dessert, caramelised apple and cinnamon pancakes. So for the recipe, we've got 110 grams of plain flour. Just sieve that into the bowl. We're going to add 2 eggs to our milk. Just give that a whisk. Beat the egg into the milk so it's all mixed in. I'm going to make a small well into our flour, and then we're going to add our milk and egg mixture slowly to the flour so that we don't get lumps in there, and we can whisk the lumps out as we go. The thicker you start to beat the lumps out, the better. And that way you're not chasing the lumps around the bowl when it's running. And then once you've got rid of all the lumps, you can then start to add a little bit quicker. What you want is that consistency of the silkiness, so that when you put it into the pan, it spreads across the pan nicely. And in this recipe, we're going to add a small amount of butter, just whisking that in as well. And this has been just melted in the microwave. And then what we will do is we let that to stand for 30 minutes. And you can leave it to stand as long as you like, but 30 minutes should be okay. While that's standing, I'm going to take our Wise Buys Gala apples, and we're going to peel them and core them. And just make sure you get all the skin off. And then with the coring, to get a small knife and go in at the top of the core and then down into where the pips are, and do the same the other side. And then we're going to cut those in half again. So then we place our apples into a bowl. Okay, we're going to caramelise our apples now. 25 grams of butter into the pan. Just melt the butter. Add our apples into the butter. But we're going to brown them off slightly first before we add the sugar. We just want that butter to cook into the apples a bit. Okay, so we want to get some nice colour on there, and that's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes. And then we'll add the sugar and let the caramel, make the caramel. And the caramel, you just need to keep an eye on it. You'll see it turn to the dark brown that you want. You don't want to take it too far because it'll turn a bit sticky and toffee-y, and you want to take it further than just being lots of moisture. Just sprinkle the sugar all over the apples. So 2 tablespoons of caster sugar in there, and we're going to put half a tablespoon of cinnamon. Okay, now we've got those lovely caramelised apples there, in the right colour. I'm going to squeeze 1 lemon. I'm just going to pour that into the caramel, still keeping it on the heat, and just toss the apples through there. And then move the apples to a side and keep warm. And now we're going to cook our crepes. Now you want to get your pan really hot for crepes, so you keep it on a high heat. And another tip is just to dip some kitchen towel into some melted butter, so you've just got a thin layer of butter there. Stir your batter again, so you mixed everything back in. About half a ladle. Place it into your pan, and as you're pouring, turn your pan so it coats the whole of the bottom of the pan. Because the thinner the pancake, the better. And then with a small palette knife, just go around the outside while it's cooking, and just let that sit there. You want it to have a nice colour on the other side. If you get your pancakes nice and thin, you should be able to get about 10 pancakes out of this mix. Preparation time is about 15 minutes. You've got 30 minutes resting time, and then assembling is probably about 10 minutes after you've cooked all your pancakes. So our pancakes are ready now. Our lovely caramelised apples. And you just want to stuff one side so that you can fold it into triangles. Some caramelisation sauce in there as well. And then just fold it up, and then in half again. And the next one. Just put a little bit of sauce on there as well. And then a nice little touch is to put a tablespoon of creme fraiche into the middle there. And if you wanted to add one more touch, you could dust a tiny amount of cinnamon on the top there. And there you have this fantastic Wise Buys apple cinnamon caramelised in pancakes.